It's Friday. What's going on? Miguel Lloyd, host of Life Full Circle Radio podcast. Eventually, I'm gonna change the name of the show, but it just smooth. It just comes out so smooth. I've been doing it for so long. First time tuning to Life Full Circle Radio, we take subject matter off the headline, we dig a little bit deeper into it. And today is a very, very special day. February is a special month for me and my fam because let me see, I gotta center myself up. I need to go this way. I need to go this way. I need to go this way. All right, so so kids over here laughing at me. So yeah, so February is a super dope month because my daughter, my oldest daughter's birthday is the 20th. Then my dad's birthday is the 23rd, and then today, not only is it my baby turns 8 years old today, but it's also this queen's birthday.
I always forget I share my birthday with the little one.
Yes, Layla's birthday. We like
I
literally we are not playing today. We got to get off the air like 6
We will,
because
because
we got a whole
yeah.
birthday party going on right outside that door. I even got my little, you can't really see it. Let me do this so y'all can see the little dope shirt, the little Among Us shirt. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
cute! That's so cute.
This is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen as those youngins come, right? You're gonna have your little birthday
Well,
parties. Well,
let
what's
me
your
tell
older
you
son?
though. Yeah, my son.
Right.
I actually hate COVID, and I hate him being in high school because for all
Yeah.
the holidays, me and my husband we're the parents who bring
Yeah.
the cake and the gift bag for all the kids,
Yeah.
and we make the Valentine's Day bags and the St.
Right.
Patrick's Day bags. And
Right.
he's in high school now. We can't do stuff like that because I don't think it's good for high schoolers to have their parents pop up with bags of
Yeah,
goodies.
no, that's bona fide bullying territory right there. We don't want my man to get bullied. So,
But I get to start all over again with the little ones and make them famous at school. So I'm
you do.
excited.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, first time tuning to Life with Circuit Radio, we take subject matter out the headline, dig a little bit deeper into it. Today, we going to get into some conversation about a few things. We got
Yes.
all excited about the whole election thing. The GOP and they not playing. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Georgia voter suppression. We're gonna talk a little bit about that.
And
Tiger
CPAC is happening right now
and
here in
CPAC
Orlando.
is talking about that. We're gonna talk about CPAC. I got that on my agenda for today. CPAC is the Conservative Political Action Committee. It going on in Orlando, and guess who is their superstar of the week? Donald Trump. So we're gonna talk a
So
little
let's
bit
go
about
ahead and
that.
kick it off. Go ahead and show the picture. Show the picture.
All right,
Show the picture
so
of a golden version of Bob's Big Boy. Like that's what that is.
could I get through my open here? Let me get through my open. All right. So anyway,
Turn
we're
the
also gonna
fan on.
talk. We're gonna talk about another Orlando rate. Where you going? I'm like, can you warn a
Turning the
brother?
fan. I'm
Can
turning
you
the fan on.
can you warn a brother? You just walked out the shot. See what I'm talking about? Trying to
Okay,
do
I'm back.
something. Yeah, whatever. You ain't back. Whatever. Let me get my little monitor out of that screen right there. All right. So this is live. This is live. This is the fun stuff about doing this stuff live. So your other Orlando resident, we're gonna talk a little bit about Tiger Woods today too. Because Tiger Woods had a bad car accident, and so
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that, and then we're gonna also talk about this week. Finally, two things I gotta talk about. Coming to America is finally getting ready to hit the little screen. It's all streaming now. We call it big screen, but it's little screen. And then that versus battle tomorrow. I'm getting my popcorn ready for that. Oh,
What versus battle?
oh,
I've been working nonstop, training replacements and all that kind of stuff all week, preparing to get my hair braided, being gone all day. So you
yeah.
have to tell me who is this. Tell me who the versus battle is, so I can look it up real quick.
The versus battle is D'Angelo versus Friends. We don't know who's going to be there, and they're doing it at the Apollo Theater. It's going.
Friends is the group. What? I know who D'Angelo is. I'm very excited about D'Angelo. I thought he was going to say D'Angelo versus Maxwell. D'Angelo versus Eric
No.
Benet.
Yeah, no, D'Angelo. So they're not telling us who's going to be. Let's jump it because you want to talk about it already. Let's go ahead and jump into.
No, let's do that last. It's fun stuff last.
No. No, you already done started it. Done started. So D'Angelo and Friends. So what they're doing with this thing is
D'Angelo and Friends. I thought you said versus Friends.
Well, versus Friends. What they're basically doing is they're not telling us who's going to be there. And here's the reason why I pulled this. Here's the reason why I pulled this, because for folks who may not know, and here's the announcement on Twitter. And so, who's ready for Saturday's iconic showdown versus closing out Black History Month at legendary Apollo Theater, Harlem, New York? D'Angelo versus Friends. All right, so this is what makes this really, really dope, because D'Angelo, and I really believe it's going to have something to do with this. And I don't know if you've ever here's that generational thing that comes in again, right? Are you familiar with the Soulquarians and the whole Soulquarian movement?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm like, who is D'Angelo gonna bring? Is he gonna bring Common? Is he gonna bring Questlove? Is he gonna bring the Roots? Is he gonna bring Badu? There is a whole array, huh?
Jill Scott. I mean, there's like a whole
Jill Scott, like this
Music Soul Child.
No, Music Soul Child is not part of that. He was on the periphery. No, he wasn't part of it. So here's the thing. I don't want to play this whole thing because I don't want to get our joint clip. But here's a little bit of a doc. This is something that who did this? Pitchfork, I think, is who did it. But it's a dope story about. I'm gonna let it play, and hopefully they don't clip us. I want y'all to check out this joint, So Crazy. But this is what's got me excited, because I want to see some of these people, because he's made music with Raphael Sadiq. He's made music with.
He is going to play. Oh, that song he has with Raphael Sadiq is like my favorite song. I can't think of.
It's crazy.
Can't you to get home? Is that what it's called?
Man, it's crazy. But check this joint out.
15 seconds. It'll be clipped. 15 seconds.
In 1998, the neo-soul movement was near its peak when a collective of like-minded artists came together to push the wave even higher. They called themselves the Soulquarians, and before the decade ended, they'd helped birth some of the modern era's greatest recordings.
That's all y'all get. Of course, I stopped with the cartoon joint version of the video that had everybody wilding out when you were.
How does it feel? That honestly is the most iconic Black video, one of the most iconic Black music videos of all time, because it was nothing and it was everything at the same time.
Right. And everybody clowned him when he disappeared for about 15 years and came back and said he can't do that video anymore.
Oh, I know. He got like, I hope D'Angelo is coming back as skinny D'Angelo and not regular, stay-at-home dad D'Angelo.
Well, here's the thing, D'Angelo, hey man, they can't take from us what we were. So, D'Angelo is now whatever he is. He got to be around my age, mid-40s, almost 50. So it is what it is. But D'Angelo, I saw him.
Though.
Huh?
It's beautiful though. I mean,
yeah.
That era, I would love for all those people to educate some of the new quote unquote R&B kids and say, y'all don't know nothing about nothing. This was when music was amazing.
Yeah.
This is when we were still telling stories. What y'all doing is just not, it's not it. Not it.
I'm just looking forward to this. They're going to do it at the Apollo Theater. I saw him at Essence Festival, and that was not the right venue for him. I don't know. It was probably mid 2013, 14, somewhere around in there. But
no, it's not.
It's not the right venue for D'Angelo, because here's the thing about that whole area, that Soulquarian era of music. And for people who may not know what I'm talking about, I'm telling you, there are albums that just popped up on that screen that we're still playing. Common's chocolate album. When you start talking about,
Chocolate Factory. Like water for chocolate. It's called like water for chocolate.
I was going to say no Chocolate Factory. That's R. Kelly. We he is exiled from my music library. But yeah, man, it was some incredible music that was made during that era, without question. And so I am so looking forward to this. This is something that we're definitely going to grab. My family's walking in. Y'all got to excuse me. What's up? So everybody's right outside my office right here. So, hey, it is COVID time. That's the way it is. So anyway, this is going to be really, really fun. I think, to me, oh my God, I'm just thinking about, what if Jazzy Jeff pops up and he's spinning? Like, it's just so many people that I'm just like.
That's what I'm saying. It's so many people it could be. It could be anybody from that era that it would be like, oh my God. I feel like everybody, when they bring out somebody new each time, it's going to be that, look, it's going to be like that.
This is going to be better than Jill and Erykah Badu for me. I just feel it. I don't know about
I mean,
better,
that's
but
not
it's
really a
gonna be
bar
dope.
to jump over, though.
But,
I
but
mean,
what would you say?
that's not really like a bar to jump over. It's a really low bar you're setting there, sir.
Yo, this is you. This you just disrespected the queens, Badu
No,
and
no, no, no,
Jill.
no. They were great. The music their music will always be iconic. But
Right.
their
Their
battle was.
battle was dope. It was, but
We're
it
not
was,
doing
but it's
it right
not going to be. We are going to do this, but it's not going to be. It's not going to be an issue with comparison because this is going to be a performance style. This will be a deal where they're going to be on the stage at Apollo. It's going to be full bands. It's going to be amazing. I already
But
see it.
and this is good. You know why? Because this is the kind of thing that I think Timberland, I don't want to say his name too proper, and
Mhm.
Swiss were moving into after COVID,
Yeah.
was trying to get them on stages doing the versus battles
Yeah.
in front of audiences and doing it. So they're transitioning.
Yeah.
Because we do the online thing, because the battles have been great, but they have slowly kind of,
Well, they're
you
targeting
know,
different markets. Like I had absolutely positively no desire to see Gucci Man and Young Jeezy. None.
I had
Absolutely
no
none.
desire to watch Keisha Cole and
I,
Ashanti, and they're in my age
none,
group.
and none. I had no desire. So it was time to come back with something dope. And when this came out, and the fact that they're not telling us who's coming is gonna break the internet. I'm just telling you, it's going to, and there are some people who think they're like, man, what are you talking about? It's not a big deal. Okay, whatever.
Please.
The mid '90s to early 2000s, outside of who I'm thinking about in that Soul Aquarian area, and God bless his soul, Jay Dilla being gone now, that era of music was amazing. So I'm just looking forward to what Timbaland and Swiss Beats got up their sleeves right now because it's gonna be dope.
I wish they could do something. And again, I'm showing my age as a youngin right now, but like Gap Band versus Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, that to me would be a
Well,
great battle.
sure.
But who's alive?
Sure,
Who's alive
sure.
from the Gap Band still?
Everybody, Gap Band is good. That's Charlie Wilson. Charlie Wilson gonna tear it up. He's still making music like so he drops songs every year. You like that dude is always dropping music. But Earth, Wind and Fire, they can get like an Earth, Wind and Fire joint. But Earth, Wind and Fire is so they in such another stratosphere. But hey, they got Patty and Gladys Knight, so it's possible. So this to me, I'm really really looking forward to this. This wasn't what we were gonna start the show off with today, but we did because we love music and it is
We
what
do.
it is. So let's get into some of the little bit deeper stuff, and then we'll get back because at the end, just teasing it right now. We're gonna have a conversation about your favorite Coming to America scene. So Coming to America will finally hit. Will finally hit here coming. I think next week we're finally gonna see. It was supposed to come out last August. Big theatrical premiere didn't happen because of COVID, and so now they finally, I think, is 3-4 months back. They purchased as it was Paramount sold it to I think it was Amazon Prime. And so Amazon Prime is gonna be airing. So
For a
that's gonna
lot
be
of
fun.
money.
For a lot of money. For a lot of money, and so we're gonna get a chance to enjoy it. But let's get into our conversation, a little political conversation today. Everybody got all excited about, and we're happy we got a new president. We're happy that Donald Trump is no longer our president, and but you know what? Instead of starting the voter suppression, let's go ahead and start with this CPAC conversation because that's top of mind. So let's get into this
Show
CPAC.
the picture so I can go off.
Show the picture so you can go off.
And people, what is about the show? And when you see it, you look at that. Look at this.
All right, so go ahead and set it up.
At CPAC this year, Donald Trump is the main speaker. And to honor their Lord Savior Jesus Christ, they got a golden statue of this man with, I guess those are Bermuda shorts with the flag on them. And I'm holding a piece of paper, but he looks like Bob Big Boy, the hamburger boy dipped in gold. It's ridiculous. And everybody's always saying about how, people are so Christian, conservatives are so Christian. But one of the main tenets of being a Christian is not worshiping false idols. If this doesn't look like a golden calf, I don't know what does. Is this not a golden calf?
Absolutely, it does, and that's the irony in it all is because you're exactly right. For people to sit up here and try to claim that they are all focused on Christianity and you worship, look at this nonsense.
It's nonsense.
This is utter garbage. But
And let me tell you another thing really quick why CPAC this year bothers me. I before Trump, CPAC used to be kind of a place of conservative ideas. It wasn't what it is now. I watched some of those speeches. They're all trying to justify what happened on January 6th. They're all kind of making transgender jokes at CPAC. What are y'all do? Like, what are you all doing? Matt Gaetz with his giant head is like making jokes like, oh, so saying Mr. and Mrs. So what about Mr. Potato Head? Like he's transgender because you could switch his body parts and stuff. I'm like, yo, you have crossed a massive line and none of you all are paying attention. And this is not how conservatism and Republicanism, you can even say that. It didn't used to be like this. Even you could admit that.
It didn't used to be like that, but it is that today. It is what it is. Right now, you know, you got Mitch McConnell who's coming out and saying, oh, yeah, Donald Trump will run in 2024 and I'll support him. Like, what world are you living in?
And that makes no sense. You just ripped him apart on the Senate floor saying what he did was wrong, that he did incite the insurrection. And all of us were kind of go with you like, okay, you don't want to impeach him, but you see what he did wrong. You just want to move past it. Now you're saying you're going to vote for him in 2024. It means everything you said in front of the Senate meant nothing.
He's a hypocrite. Full stop.
Full stop.
He's a hypocrite. It's all about winning. And until the Republicans show that, you know, maintain your conservative values, maintain your fiscal conservatism, for the most part, maintain a monicum of your white supremacy, because in the middle of the country, these people don't care nothing about nothing else but white folk. Now, all white supremacists, as in believing that white is the best thing since sliced bread, they're really not all racist, as crazy as that may sound. They just don't. A lot of them don't know no better.
They don't know no better.
They don't know any better, and that's the crazy thing about it. And people may think I may be out of my mind, but I'm just telling you, there's some people they've never seen black people in their lives, never seen Hispanics, never seen Asians, never seen anything but other white folks. They feel like this is America. They never been to New York. They never been to Atlanta. They never been to Cleveland. Never been to places where black folks have influence and have power and have money and run businesses and blah, blah, and all the things that we do just like they do in their communities. But now you don't have that excuse. You've seen the same videos. You've seen the same, whenever it was when Tiger Woods had his car accident, Tuesday or Wednesday, they were on Capitol Hill testifying going back to January 6th. And it's almost like January 6th didn't happen for some of these people. They're trying to brush it up under the rug so smoothly, and it's not going to work.
And the good thing is that Americans are not letting them forget. Even a lot of Republicans are like, nah, that's what happened is where a lot of Republicans drew the line. Like that should not have happened. And people keep bringing it up and people keep talking about it. And this is going to bite a lot of these Republicans in the butt when it comes around to voting time. It is. I mean, it really maybe not all of them, but a good.
I hope so. But here's the thing that is we go through this education, this process every week. And first of all, Farfin, let me give a shout out to some of our new audience. We got a new audience. Shout out to my girl Sonia Worrell. Behold the Green and Gold. As our show is being streamed today on HBCU Nation. As we're picking up some more people interested in what we're doing. So we appreciate the love. We appreciate the new audiences coming in and drop some comments, say hello in the comments or whatever. Let us know you're there. But going back to the education piece, you will always find, and it was always there, but it's just so in the front of our minds now. You're always going to have nutty people in the House of Representatives because of gerrymandering, because they represent smaller areas, almost neighborhoods, smaller cities and communities. When it comes down to, congressmen, the senators, they are representing 2 per state. They are representing the entire state, right? So you got to have a little bit more diplomacy. The Taylor Greens of the world, she don't have to have no diplomacy because she feel like she ain't getting voted out of North Georgia. So she can act a plum fool.
And do you know what she did this week?
No, I was working too hard to pay attention. What did she do this week?
She crossed another line. She apparently shares an office across from another representative or senator, I keep forgetting. And that senator's daughter is transgender. So that woman put a flag, the transgender flag, outside of her office. So Marjorie Taylor Greene thought it was appropriate to get a giant sign printed out that said there are only 2 genders, male and female, and paste it on the wall. Now, regardless of what you think and feel, on what level is that appropriate or respectable?
These people don't care. They just don't care, and that's the unfortunate part of it is that you don't have enough respect for people to say, let these people live. Just let them live. And that's the part that really just bugs me. It's just like, okay, is it that, and so, yeah, in the House of Representatives, you're gonna have a ton of people, and it's gonna be hard to vote them out. In states like Kentucky, it's hard to vote out Mitch
Yes.
McConnell because it's Kentucky, and outside of Louisville, you don't really have, it's so, some of these people.
Ted Cruz is getting fired though. Ted Cruz is out of there. Ted Cruz is out of there like swimwear. Yo, like a lot of Republicans were gonna vote for him regardless of what happened, but after they had to freeze to death and what recently happened, he took his big butt to Cancun. They're like, no, we're good. This is no.
I just, Texas is interesting, man. Texas is really interesting. I just don't. This whole, politics. It's almost I want to. You can't stop paying attention because these people determine so many things, resources, and control so many resources. Here in the state of Georgia, we're having a challenge right now because there are bills on the floor right now that all centered around so much voter suppression. Limiting to the, matter of fact, let's just transition over to that conversation because that part is becoming very concerning when we look at what's going on in Texas. Because when we look at them, okay, so Republicans' war on democracy is ramping up, and there's one portion in this, and it is an opinion piece in the Washington Post, but it talks about that in the state of Senate we're in a no excuse absentee ballot, and required to find witnesses to sign an absentee ballot. They have to have photocopies of their ID. It's they're finding so many different ways to try and get these bills passed. Now here's the challenge that a lot of us do not understand is that stop getting all enamored with this every 4 years Olympic style voting, because there's other stuff that's going on, and they're becoming more strategic in how they are planning these other elections, because when it's all said and done, some of this stuff, some of the most dangerous legislation in your communities is probably happening in May. Or special election in March, and you're not paying any attention, or some other off election, and you're not paying attention. And so this legislation is on the floor in Georgia because Georgia, hey, they can say what they want to say. When it comes down to that next government race, Stacey Abrams, y'all gonna have to do everything besides hog tie a bunch of black folks to keep from voting, because Stacey Abrams is definitely going to be in a great position to supplant Brian Kemp. So what are they doing? When it comes down to the advanced voting and all of that stuff, the mail-in voting, it was all good just a week ago. Here I go, but now all of a sudden, now the black folks are using that platform to get us our current president, and get us these two senators in the state of Georgia. Oh, now y'all don't like the way that the voting is going.
Georgia is just, I'm sorry, Georgia is just a super racist state. And I think sometimes when we think of Georgia, we automatically think of Atlanta and forget about that there's a whole other state outside of Georgia that is extremely racist. There's actually a new documentary out there. I think John Legend put it out. I think it's on Hulu or Netflix. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about how the prom was segregated until 2009. And everybody thought this was normal.
Well, Georgia. Here's the thing about Georgia. Georgia would be Alabama if it wasn't for Atlanta. We're in the deep South, but you're not running us out of here now. We like living in Georgia. We like the home prices, and we like the salaries you can make, and there's a lot of things about Georgia to like, and so. There, when you only have certain size, when you only have, one large city really in the state of Georgia, which is Atlanta, everything else is kind of following that lead. But even the secondary size cities, the Savannahs of the world, that's a Democratic city. It
is, and it's also a good portion Black. I didn't realize how a good portion Black Savannah actually was, but
absolutely. So they're not. It's going to be hard from a statewide election for Republicans to win in the elections in the next 2 or 3 cycles. But because outside of, I believe, Texas, Georgia is the state with the most counties. So they got like 159 counties in the state of Georgia. So from a state legislature standpoint, the Republicans are going to remain in control of that. It's not even close. So now you gotta figure out a different way to try to keep them from really putting laws into place to try to control and gerrymander these elections. Get involved, guys, and find where your role is. Find what you ain't gotta go run for office, but you better go out there and find some people in politics that you want to support. You better find out what's on their minds, and you better find a way to influence them. Because if not, don't get up here 4 years from now, 3 years from now, when it's time for Biden to run again. Oh, Biden didn't do anything, but what did you do? Like when all these opportunities were out here, when these grants were out here to try to get some of this COVID money to try to maintain your business or grow your business, did you go after it?
New stimmy comes out mid-March.
New stimmy. Stimmy is coming. Yeah, so it's interesting how this stuff goes down. We just have to make sure we remain engaged, and that's the part that we have to understand. So when you said Texas is an interesting state, yes, it is. It is a very interesting state. People I know, I didn't know about this whole situation with Texas and this electric grid situation until this man. So y'all just cut yourself off from the country. Like, we don't need y'all.
Because when they said they were going to rescind from the union, that whole thing, it wasn't a joke. They had started like real processes in place to be ultimately independent, which is crazy. But we are tight on time today because we have to make sure we get to Layla's birthday. So what is the next topic up? I'm hoping it's Charlemagne. Is it Charlemagne?
Is it Charlemagne? Are we gonna go jump to Charlemagne? I guess we're gonna jump to Charlemagne. And I don't even think I pulled that one up. Let's talk about Charlemagne. You set it up and I'll find it.
Because you are a Black man in media. You are familiar with all these kind of his interviews. You know Charlemagne very well. So I want your opinion because I have to say this. I do not think, no matter what Charlemagne says, he is not pro-Black man. He's barely pro-Black people half the time, but he's definitely not pro-Black man. So apparently he had an interview.
Go ahead.
Charlemagne, okay. So he had an interview with Daniel Kulahawa.
Well, you butchered that thing, boy. Oh my Lord.
How do you pronounce his last name?
I didn't try to pronounce his last name. You did. That's on you.
All right. Daniel from Get Out. We'll just say that. Had an interview on the Breakfast Club talking about the new movie, Jesus and the Black Messiah. And for some reason, Charlemagne decided to say, you know what, did it make you look at Lakeith Stanfield a different way because he played that part so well, like he was born to play the part? And Daniel was like, what are you talking about? Like, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that on the show. And Lakeith really put his heart and soul into that role, and it was really hard for him to do because it doesn't represent his politics, but he really put his heart and soul in it. And just because you two have issues has nothing to do with how Lakeith played the role. And my thing with Charlemagne is he tends to do this with Black people and Black men. Like he downplays what they're doing or makes it seem like they're crazy or whatever because he's a jerk. Like I am not a Charlemagne fan. I'm done with it.
I saw it in one of my groups, and the first thing I posted was that there's two people I don't mess with, and it's no surprise that they are connected: Charlemagne and Wendy Williams. I don't. And I've said this on this show a million times. I don't mess with either of them. And some people say, "Well, Charlemagne ain't that bad." Okay, just wait for it. Just wait for it, and here you go. So you got an opportunity.
Wait for it, moment.
Right, you got an opportunity to make a difference in this, and you want to take that time to talk about a beef that's God knows how long, and then of course Lakeith comes behind it, and basically I think he tweets something, basically said, leave him alone. This is ridiculous. Like this movie, you blew a moment. This movie was this Fred Hampton movie, great movie, very well done, and you want to talk about beef, like. I almost said something. I almost went back to my 18-year-old self.
I know, and I'm glad you didn't because I know where it's going. But Charlemagne brings that out in people. He brings that make you want to call him the N-word. Like, N-word, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about?
Like, you're taking gossiping, man. That's why as much as I try to engage with these type of shows and these, I just can't get with the gossiping nonsense. It's not producing any fruit. You know, and that's just how I move. If my conversations, if what the media I'm consuming is not producing any fruit, then and that fruit doesn't have to be always so serious, man. I love a good laugh. I love a good joke.
Of course.
You know, but this, like, you in the middle of an interview and you want to bring up, you know, some nonsense about basically you calling him out about a character that he was playing. His job
He's an
was
actor.
to play he's an actor. This is not a documentary. He was playing a character that we all knew was a rat. So he did a great job of playing a rat.
Yeah, here's the best part about Charlemagne. If Lakeith would have played that role poorly, Charlemagne would have been the first person to say something like, "Oh, he don't know how to act. Like, stop casting him. He played the same role over and over again." Da 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 da. Okay, so he plays this brilliantly, like award-winning brilliantly, both of them. And now it's, he played the role too good.
Man, I look at this stuff, man, and I'm just like, you know, that's why I don't mess with, you know, the Breakfast Club and going back to DJ Envy, you know, being a Hampton guy, and you know, and so the show could be entertaining, but all they talk about whenever it's in the public sphere, it's all about something else whack that Charlemagne said, and I'm just like, man, it's just there's no fruit coming out of that. And, you know, even a situation with Charlemagne and what's my man who's got the podcast, but the rapper who's got the podcasting deal, who's doing really strong. I can't think of his name.
Joe Budden?
Joe Budden. So
I love his podcast.
I'm
a massive Joe Budden fan.
Right. When Joe Budden was beefing with Charlemagne, he's talking about how Charlemagne doesn't really own his, and he doesn't. I mean, it's like if you work for Clear Channel or iHeartRadio, you are an employee. You're a well-paid employee, but you're an employee nonetheless. And Charlemagne, and so you have to believe that they're constantly saying the reason why they keep giving this guy a platform and he maintains his platform is because it is. You keep crap stirred up. And, you know, there's a market, you know, I say it all the time, there's a market for everything and market for everybody, but it just ain't for me. So anyway.
And I'm trying to figure out what interview he's had with a black person that has been positive.
He blew an interview with Barack Obama. He get Barack Obama in there and have Barack about ready to pop the. Come on, man! Like
he did Barack Obama bad.
Yeah.
He did. Honestly, I hate to go back to this. He did Lil Mama kind of weird, and she ended up crying on the interview. That was a long time ago, but that was still something that stuck in everybody's mind.
Right.
Him and Monique thing was weird too. Like I agreed with him, but it was still like you just seem to always come at black interview people all the time.
That's what and here's the funny thing. Everything that you're saying, I haven't seen any of these interviews. I hear people talk about them. I see clips, but I'm not going to sit there and listen to him for 30 minutes, talk to people and just waiting to get those gotcha moments. It's just not something I'm going to do. It doesn't interest me, right? It interests a lot of folks. There's a market for it, obviously. The man been doing it for probably 10 years. And so it is what it is. But it's, you know, you look at that stuff, even the situation with my man, with Baby down in, down in New Orleans with the record label. We put some respect on my name. You know, everybody he keeps on, you know, doing this to. And then it's so funny. I go back to
that's a horrible example.
When he got chased. Hey, man, regardless, he is known. How much is he known for doing these stellar interviews that really inform the public?
None whatsoever. And I feel like the Breakfast Club has gotten, because of Charlemagne, has gotten replaced by better interviewers like Joe Budden, like Jesus and Mero, who can still be. I don't know if you've ever seen Jesus and Mero before, but they're on Showtime now.
I haven't, but I need to check them out because I think I probably would like them.
You would really like them. They're two guys from New York. They're really funny. But when they did their interview with Barack, it had the serious notes, and then it went into fun, non-serious stuff that wasn't like agitating, pokey, but it was like, let's see your real personality. Yeah. And Charlemagne, the Breakfast Club, because of Charlemagne, are becoming obsolete almost at this point. If this is going to be kind of gossipy.
Yeah, well, they've always been gossipy, and so now when you have what's happened with this pandemic is that everybody has gotten back and they're doing what we're doing right now. You're talking in a screen. You're trying to make sure you stay engaged. I watched an interview on Fox. What you sipping on? I know you ain't sipping on nothing because you got 2 babies in your belly. So
Kool-Aid.
But you know, and so now they're just trying to, you know, if it was all about clicks and likes before, oh my God, imagine how the conversations are going now about the clicks and the likes and the clicks and all of that. And that's what it's all about. But it is what it is. Anyway, I'm ready to move on. Let's talk about Tiger Woods. Tiger,
Oh,
huh? You want to talk about Tiger?
no.
Why not? This is
No,
a
all because it's really sad, because it's really a fluke one car accident.
Yeah, I don't know. Tiger is when they saw the latest, okay, so he had a bad break of his heel, that they put a pin in his heel, and then they said he also has two, but he had to have some major surgery coming out of that accident.
Yes.
And the whole thing about Tiger to me is just between his back injuries and not really being able to get, you imagine both Tiger and Serena are in similar places. They are on the cusp of being the best ever to do what they're doing. Tiger, I think, is 2 majors away, 1 or 2 majors away, and somebody maybe correct me in the comments, 1 or 2 majors away from winning all-time majors list, and he can't get over that hump. Now being, pushing 50, 40. I know Tiger's got to be mid 40s now, almost mid 40s. And then you look at Serena. Serena right now can't get past Osaka. Osaka just keeps beating her because she's now
Yeah.
younger, and she's better than Serena at this point in her career. And she's only 1 major away from tying and 2 away from breaking the all-time record. And I just think that pressure for Tiger has been, he's been struggling. Since his marriage, the demise of his marriage. Have you seen the documentary on HBO?
No. I
Yeah.
see it and scroll right past it because I don't care. But but really quick, the actual what I'm reading right now is the city might be 2 cities might be liable for this stretch of road that he had the accident on, because this stretch of road apparently has accidents on it very frequently, and the city has done nothing to fix the road, because apparently it makes a sharp curve and then drops down really, really quickly. And if you're not prepared for that curve and drop, your car is going to do what Tiger Woods' car did and roll and flip, and it caused a serious accident. They've had multiple accidents on the same stretch of road. People have complained about it. Now you have a famous person who probably shouldn't have been driving by himself, who probably should have been driven, whatever, who now is seriously injured. I mean,
Yeah,
2 broken legs, a broken heel with a pin in it.
That's Tiger Woods. Now, you're exactly right. The spotlight is now on that city government. It's on that whoever the municipalities is supposed to manage that stretch of road. They couldn't blame it on any painkillers. They can't blame it on alcohol.
There's no alcohol involved. There's no pain. It was at 7:12 in the morning. He had just left. I think he was doing like the prep for a commercial with 2 other actors, and the night before he did another prep for another thing. So he's just rolling and grinding for these commercials and TV shows and all that kind of stuff, moving on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And he gets in this, it's really a horrible car accident. And he was actually in a Buick. Isn't he a spokesperson for Buick?
Actually, it wasn't a Buick. It was the Hyundai. It was a Hyundai he was in.
Okay, it was the Hyundai.
Their luxury vehicle he was in. But I found that interesting. He used to have, I don't know, maybe he doesn't have the Buick deal anymore, because I would assume he wouldn't be driving anything else but a Buick. But at least in that. But anyway, only know that because one of my buddies, he's worked with them and done some influencer stuff with them, and I saw him post about it. But
and his recovery will be pain pill free. So him coming back is good. See that face you just made? The face I made, like, oh Jesus, like, ugh. You just gonna try to rock this out with Tylenol 700? I get why you don't want to go back to the pain pills because of the addiction thing you went through and all that, but that is a long recovery to trying to work off Tylenol. And Bengay.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. He's definitely a tough guy, but that's going to be, these are the things that scare you. Those scare you for him, because you say, okay, he's going to have a lot of pain, and it's going to be because you're talking about multiple fractures, tibia, fibia, and then there's another bone in his heel, the heel injury.
And those are just parts he had surgery on. His back has to be back in traction after your car flipping. So now you got back pain.
Yeah.
So
and
now let me ask you a question: is this retirement time? Is it retirement time?
Well,
because trying to come back from this,
it's golf.
Ooh.
So people play golf till they die. So whether or not he's playing golf on the main circuit PGA Tour or if he's on the senior PGA Tour, there are people who will all.
I like how you said golf like it wasn't nothing. You're like, it's golf. Like you stand there and you hit a stick. Like it's not like this is golf.
Well, no, I'm not gonna disrespect the golf in that regard, but it ain't
You
like
just
basketball.
did.
I just did.
Yes.
Well, let me try to dig myself out. So, but here's the thing about golf. It ain't like basketball where
You're still doing it.
it's not. It's physically you to be great in basketball. You got to be able to dunk a ball. You got to be able to back a guy down. You got to be, but to stand there over a ball. I'm not doing a good job of digging myself out of this. It's golf.
What he's saying is basically you could be a fat, out of shape PE teacher and you can still play golf. You could be missing a leg, an eye, an arm. It doesn't matter as long as you can hold that.
You gotta have two arms. You gotta have two arms. I'm assuming. I haven't seen any one-armed golfers, but I'm assuming you need two arms.
Okay, all we're gonna say is get well, Tiger Woods. And
yeah, because I just to me, looking at Tiger and looking at Serena and looking at them and said, I really want them just to get over these humps, and do what we know. Tiger's been doing this. Tiger's been now over 20 years. He's been a golfer, and and you look at it now, it's like, man, he has been, because here's the thing about it. He looks relatively the same until he takes his hat off. And that's when you notice he looks. That's when you see that you are your daddy's child. That's for sure.
Tiger, let it go. Just let it go. Just cut it off. Like I wish you. No offense. I wish you would have gotten like a little crack in his skull. So they'd be like, "We're just gonna shave this off for you, sir.
Right,
we're just gonna shave this off for you."
What do we talk about next? You don't went to the nope.
But no, because you know how some hospitals are, like when you have a wound, they shave it off so they can get to the wound. They should have been like, "We're just gonna shave all of it off just to be on the safe side."
All right, so let's
his hair is tragic.
Yeah,
how you have an S curl and bald spots at the same time?
He ain't got no S curl. That man is, and I'm just gonna say Asian because I don't know what nationality his mother is. Well, I don't know if his mother's Korean, if she's Chinese, if he's Japanese. I don't know. So she's just gonna say.
Well, that's what we say, Blasian. But he's Blasian, so his hair is a little wavy. When your hair is wavy and there's a bald spot and it's thinning over here, but you're still trying to brush it all to the front and down to the side. Stop it.
This segment is spiraling out of control. It is gone.
Everybody can't have a good hairline like Miguel. Look at this hairline, people. Look at this. This is an epic hairline for somebody of his age group.
Hold on, I ain't that old now.
You're 43.
Oh no, I'm older. I'm much older than
46.
I'll be 49. I'll be 49 this summer.
So your hair should be gone. And look at it. Look at it.
My daddy just turned 72 years old.
And your dad's got a full, beautiful head of hair.
Full head of hair. That's one thing we do. We are. I'm not worried about that. A lot of other stuff might go. My back might go out. My lungs might. My heart might go. I'm gonna die with a full head of hair. Get with a fresh lineup because I went to the. If I can get up out this house, I'm going to the barber. All right. Anyway, so let's talk. Let's do our social check-in for the week. So you wanted to talk about who is it? Lady Gaga and her dogs. What is?
Oh yeah, this is. I don't know if you want to talk about Coming to America or we're talking about this, and we'll go in order because we got. I know people are coming. Hurry up, Miguel.
You better get it right. You better get my Coming to America scenes right. You know what I mean? I want to see some comments in the thread. What's your favorite Coming to America scene? Because I know mine.
My favorite Coming to America scene is and will always be that barbershop scene. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody says. That is the funniest scene ever. And that old white guy reminds me of Bernie Sanders. Like, it is just, that scene is hilarious. I love that scene.
So Coming to America is coming out. It will be hitting theaters. Well, I keep saying theaters. It will be hitting the ability for us to stream it. I want to say it's a week from today, and the 5th, if that's February 3rd.
It's a week from today, so yes, it's next Friday when it comes out.
So the question I want to know is how they going to address the fact that 30 years ago, them dudes was mad old in the barbershop, and now 30 years later, they still look the same.
Because they had to be in their 80s and 70s when they were doing that scene. That would make them all 100. So I hope they laughingly address it.
Yeah.
But you couldn't have a movie without them. Everybody wants that scene of him coming back and being like, Kunta Kinte, hey. Like,
oh yeah. I've seen some clips of it. That just, my Lord. Matter of fact, let me see.
But I'm not a fan of the entire cast. I feel like they just grabbed for every single Black person that was available. Like, that everybody. Like, hey, if you're Black and you have a platform, you can come be in this movie. Like, I'm not a huge Leslie Jones fan. That's just me though, because she plays the same person every single movie.
Yeah, Leslie, but you got
Tiana Taylor.
You got Tiana Taylor.
Leslie Jones.
You got Wesley Snipes. You got, of course, the originals that are in there, and Arsenio and James, and it's going to be, you know, I don't know how they can mess that up. This movie is going to be hilarious. It's a cult deal that will this thing is gonna be. We've been waiting long enough.
James Earl Jones is still with us, people, and he is in the movie apparently.
Absolutely, that's the day. I'm so glad Mufasa and Darth Vader is still alive to be in Coming to America.
I am happy he is alive too, but whatever voodoo that happened when he played Darth Vader that's still on his life, that he's still alive, is amazing to me, because he's reprised all of his roles. There's not one role he hasn't reprised.
Yeah,
he reprised Mufasa.
Yeah.
He reprised Darth Vader.
Yeah.
He's reprising this.
I love it. James Earl Jones is the man. I actually watched. It was almost by accident. They had Claudine on TV One last week, with. Here's the thing. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, because I barely know. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, this is one of those. This movie came out in the mid 1970s, maybe early 1970s. I might have been 2 or 3 years old when this movie came out. It was James Earl Jones, and it was oh my God, she just jumped right out of my head. But she played a welfare mama. And she had, and I'm gonna pull it up. And she had Claudine movie. Here we go. Hold on, where's it at? Ain't nobody saving me in the chat.
Well, by the way, while you guys are looking for that, I'm gonna give you guys some cast people that are reprising their roles for Coming to America too. So of course Eddie Murphy, Sherry Headley, who played Lisa McDowell, Wesley Snipes, Garcelle Bouvier is coming back as the Rose Bear girl that everybody liked. James Amos is back. Vanessa Bell Calloway is back. Arsenio Hall, Louis Anderson, who played the white guy in McDowell's, is back. I thought he was dead. Paul Bates is back.
Which one
Tracy
lost
Morgan
a lot
is
of
in
weight
it.
and does the game shows now? That's not Louis Anderson.
No, that's Drew Carey. Lunel is in this. Michael Blackson is in this. Apparently, Rick Ross is in this movie.
Oh my God! Matter of fact, I think I remember they shot part of this movie in his house in Atlanta.
Yes, the castle is actually Rick Ross's home,
which is in itself, you know, Rick Ross got so much bread from selling buffalo wings. So anyway,
Wingstop.
Wingstop, man, he's selling the wings. You got the Wingstop franchises. It ain't all about just that music. So, thank you, Calvin. Diane Carroll played this movie with James Earl Jones. 1974. I was 2 years old when this movie came out, and I was actually surprised for a movie that came out in 1974. How much cussing and skin was in that movie?
But 1974 was an era when no one cared. All the white people movies, black people movies, they all had toplessness and skin and cussing.
It was because here's the thing. That movie was about Claudine being a welfare queen who fell in love with James Earl Jones, who was a garbage man. And it was the whole thing that we talk about the welfare situation where the man can't be in the house, and you had an 18-year-old son. I think she had like 5 or 6 kids, and they had to always hide everything from toasters to irons and everything anytime the welfare woman came, because if they saw anything that looked like you had a man or you had some bread, then they was going to cut your benefits. I said, man, black folks, we done been through some crap.
That is horrible. I didn't know that was a thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a whole, the generation of my parents had to deal with that.
I gotta call my mama now and ask her.
I'm about to say, ask mama about it, because women who were on welfare could not have men who lived in their houses. That's why you have so many of us in my generation who didn't have fathers around. Because if they were poor and they were on welfare and it was out of wedlock, they could not get those benefits. And so that's why you have so many people of my generation X who you have these broken homes. So this isn't, that's a whole nother sociological conversation. We need to have somebody on who understands they've been better than me. But
yeah, it's so many disturbing things as a Black adult that you learn, and you're just like, did that really happen? And I went to an HBCU like you did, and you learn a lot, and then you still learn other crazy things. Like when I learned about sundown cities, and my mom was, I didn't know that we lived in a sundown city. My mom was like, of course we did. I'm like, well, how was I supposed to know that? You never talked about that we lived in a sundown city. If you weren't home before dark, you're getting shot. How would I know that?
Yeah. It was crazy. It's been crazy, no doubt. So anyway, man, a lot been going on. We've been all over the place today. But what you doing for your birthday before we wrap up? And you want to hear some of my new sound effects?
Yes.
I got the Jamaican horn now.
You got a little wind-up toy horn. That's so cute. How are we playing that, though? How are we using that horn as sound effect?
It don't matter. There's never not a good time to use the Jamaican horn. It's always good time to use the Jamaican horn. Come on now. It gets the party started.
For my birthday, it's because it is COVID and I don't celebrate holidays. I don't celebrate holidays like a Jehovah's Witness these days. Like, oh yeah, it's my birthday. It's fine. I'm staying home. My wonderful brother got me a Slurpee machine because I am now addicted to Slurpees and milkshakes. So he bought me my own Slurpee machine.
I didn't know that was a thing, that you can have a Slurpee machine at the crib.
It's a small one that fits on your countertop. You just put the liquid and the ice in and push it down. Remember the stupid one? The Charlie Brown one that turned the handle?
And it's just a blender? Or is it like an icy joint? What sort of branding did they put on that thing that made it out to be something special?
There's no branding. It's an Amazon special. But anyway, I'm going to go do that, eat Chinese food, watch some TV with the kid, wait for my husband to get home. Tomorrow, I'm taking my mother-in-law to get her sari adjusted. That's my birthday weekend. But next weekend, it's going to be my baby shower. I'm very excited about, having my baby shower. And,
That's dope. That's dope. So, I'm as I've been sitting here, I done had about 12 family members all masked up, walk right in front of behind that camera right there.
Yeah.
So we getting ready to have a blast, enjoy my babies, and everything. But we appreciate y'all. Y'all been tuning into Life Full Circle Radio. Thank you to our new audience, HBCU Nation. Hey, family. Norfolk State University, behold the green and gold.
Go Rattlers, Marching 100.
FAMU. So it's all love. It's all love. It's all love. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can. You know what? Because I don't know.
Don't do one more thing. Get up and go to the birthday party before they drag you out of your your studio.
Hold on. One more thing. Hold on. Just buy some time. Do something. I don't know. Do something over there.
Okay, so I really, if anybody wants to come to my baby shower, you can come, but you have to bring a gift. That's the rule. And by bring a gift, I mean go to my Amazon wish list and send me a gift, and then you can come to my baby shower. That's like the rule. I'm just kidding.
Happy birthday, Kia.
I can't wait till they're playing this for Kamala's birthday in the White House and watching Joe Biden trying to two-step to it.
Hey, I need to get that video of him dancing to some go-go that somebody put together. That was hilarious. All right,
where is that video at?
It's not real. It's just funny.
Oh, okay.
Y'all been checking out Life Full Circle Radio. God bless. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye.